There's a reason I'm doing this video so far removed from the NCAA tournament, and that's because I'm about to ruin March Madness for you.
Let's go back to December 2023. I'm stuck at home, 3 days deep into my first round of COVID, slumped to the kitchen table. My head is pounding, my body's wrecked, and I haven't smelled fresh air in over 72 hours. I had just finished some tasteless soup when I grabbed my computer and turned on the only thing I've got to look forward to on this particular day. Kentucky versus UNC Wilmington. The Cats were coming off a 22-point win over Miami, and it was supposed to be another boring December win. But right now, it isn't going that way. Now I'm pacing the kitchen, watching on my phone, hiding from my fiance as UNC Wilmington keeps landing big shots. When the game starts slipping away, I can feel myself unraveling right along with it, sending out panic tweets and angry messages to group chats. The game ends with a shocking Kentucky loss. People keep telling me that the sky is not falling, that this Kentucky team can still win the title. I want to believe it, but deep down I know the odds just took a major hit. If Kentucky was going to cut down the nets this season, they'd have to do what only 3 schools have done in the last 20 years. Win the NCAA tournament as a non-1 seed. And that is something, to that point, I had only recently learned.
Now, of course, I've always known that getting a 1 seed is very advantageous, but I discovered just how important it was in the summer of 2023 by accident. And now I believe you have to get a 1 seed if you want to win the title. It should be obvious. If you earn a 1 seed, you get the easiest path, and in most cases, some kind of home court advantage. But I had seen Kentucky make Final Fours as a 2 seed, a 4 seed, and an 8 seed. So in the summer of 2023, I began to work on a video essay about why the regular season in college basketball was meaningless. My hypothesis was the tournament is so random that it doesn't matter what seed you get. Therefore, the regular season was nearly void of meaning. Going 28-2 doesn't matter if 12 lost teams can still win the title. First, I needed to prove that the NCAA tournament was super random, that anyone can win it regardless of their seed. So I began listing out all of the national champions with their accompanying seeds, starting with the 1985 season. That was the year the field expanded to 64 teams. It was also the same year that Villanova won as an 8 seed. The following year was, of course, 2-seeded Louisville. That's still their most recent title as far as NCAA records go. A 1 seed won in 1987, but then a 6 seed did it, followed by a 3 seed. That's 5 different seeds in 5 seasons. But when I got to 1990, that started to change. 7 of the next 10 were 1 seeds. The only non-1 seeds to win it were 2-seed Duke, 2-seed Kentucky, and 4-seed Arizona. Ultimately, in the last 34 tournaments, 25 have been won by 1 seeds. One of the top 4 seeds have won 74% of the time. Seeds 9 and above have 0 championships between them in 40 years. No more 6 seeds have won it. No more 8 seeds have won it. A 7 seed didn't win it in 2014, also UConn, and 3 seeds have won it all. UConn, Carmelo Anthony's Syracuse, and the 2006 Florida Gators. But what really shocked me was the 2 seeds. I was under the impression that a team awarded a 2 seed has just slightly less odds of winning it all than a 1 seed would have. I assumed teams ranked 5 through 8 would not be that far off from teams ranked 1 through 4. I mean, I picked 2 seeds to win in a lot of my brackets. But since Kentucky won in 1998, only 2 more 2 seeds have won the national title. UConn in 2004, of course, and Villanova in 2016 on a buzzer beater. It doesn't mean that it can't happen or that it won't ever again. It absolutely will. But it stunned me to find out that since 1998, only 4 schools have won the title while not being a 1 seed. 4 schools in 27 years. My hypothesis was falling apart. But I wanted to know how much more of an advantage did a 1 seed have over a 2 seed? And that is when I found this website that tracks the overall records of seeds. So let's break this down. A 1 seed beats a 16 seed 99% of the time. 1 seeds beat 8 seeds 80% of the time. But here is where it already gets interesting. A 1 seed is historically more likely to play a 9 seed. And 1 seeds beat 9 seeds 91% of the time. Therefore, you could pretty much guarantee a Sweet 16. Now, the website stopped showing records after the first 2 rounds, so from there I pulled up all the brackets again and counted the records by hand for each matchup. And this is what I found. A 4 seed is 10-29 versus a 1 seed the last 25 years. That's 25%, 18-44 overall. A 4 seed historically makes the Sweet 16 less than half the time. So historically, a 1 seed is more likely to play a 5, a 12, or a 13 seed. 1 seeds are 39-11 versus 5 seeds, and they're 24-0 versus 12 and 13 seeds. That's a total of 63 wins out of 74 games, or 85%. And that's against the seeds that a 1 seed is most likely to face in the 3rd round, which is why 1 seeds are making the Elite 8 over 70% of the time. So let's say you're one of the top teams in college basketball, but you blew games in November and December that you shouldn't have. Now you slip to the 2 seed line, and your path just got way tougher. On the bottom half of the bracket, 2 seeds beat 15s 93% of the time. 2 seeds beat 7 seeds 70% of the time. They beat 10 seeds 65% of the time. In total, 2 seeds have advanced to the Sweet 16 63% of the time. That is already a 23% difference. Once a 2 seed gets to the Sweet 16, they are more times than not meeting a 3 seed. And 2 seeds are beating 3 seeds 63% of the time. 2 seeds only make the Elite 8 44% of the time, compared to 1 seeds who are making it 70% of the time. Yes, 1 seeds are generally the more talented teams, but if you're looking at a gap between the top 4 teams and the next best 4 teams, there is now a 26% difference in making the Elite 8. When you're a 1 seed and the bracket comes out, what do? You look right for that 2 seed line and you see who you might be playing. You're anticipating the 1 versus 2 matchup, but that has only happened 31% of the time. Making it to the Elite 8 as a 1 seed means you have better than a coin flip's chance of playing a 3 seed or higher to go to the Final 4. But if you're a 2 seed who's made it to the Elite 8, there's a 70% chance you're playing one of the top seeds. More 1 seeds have made the Final 4 than the next 3 seeds combined. That night, after going through 40 years of round-by-round records, I finally understood. March isn't madness. Most years, it's sticking to the script. And to me, this was a little surprising. It actually ruined my argument against the regular season. I mean, I still did the video anyway, but that's because people still perceive the regular season as meaningless, even though it very much matters. Because in making this video, I found something else rather interesting. The NCAA moved to the net rankings in 2019 to help them seed the teams better. Since then, 5 of the 6 champions have been 1 seeds. A championship game has featured 2 1 seeds 3 times already. What I didn't know as we returned to that Friday evening in 2023 was that I was nearly alone in this. It didn't seem obvious to me that everyone understood that quad 4 losses and 1 seeds don't go together, and that national championships and 2 seeds have only gone together twice in 20 years. I knew that Kentucky's ceiling was a 2 seed. They didn't even get that. And I knew this would be Kentucky's 9th straight season without a 1 seed. Therefore, the 9th straight year with the odds heavily stacked against them. And getting a 1 seed is much more than just an easier path. It's a status symbol. It means you were one of the dominant teams all year long. Rick Pitino's Cats earned a 1 seed 4 of his last 5 seasons. Since Rick Pitino left Kentucky in 1997, the Cats have only earned 5 1 seeds. Duke and Kansas have earned 12 each in that same time span. North Carolina, 9. The winningest program in all of college basketball history has now gone a decade without a 1 seed. And why is that? Well, that's because under John Calipari, Kentucky lost games in November, December that they absolutely should not have. Those losses in the first 2 months of the season in 2017, 2019, 2022, and 2024 are to blame for why Cal doesn't have 1 more title or at least 1 more Final 4. You want Kentucky to win a national title game? Well, it doesn't start in March. It starts on some cold night in November or December when the rest of the sports world is busy with football, when we're just learning who the new players are, when people are saying, this game doesn't really matter. Well, now you can show them they very much do.